Welcome back, it's Alison. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm looking to get fixed braces. So it's February 2026, I'll be 53 next month, so I'll take you back to the beginning when I went to have my consultation. So I'm sat in the car because I'm actually at the hospital waiting for my appointment. But last October I went to my dentist to talk about getting fixed braces because I got quite crooked teeth, always had crooked teeth, and I'm now at the age where I can afford to have braces on. So I went to my orthodontist last September, October time, went and had all the head scans, pictures taken, just to see whether it's possible to have braces on. So going back to when I was young, I've got quite a small jaw. I mean, I've got a big mouth. People say I've got a big mouth. But no, I've got a small jaw, and I remember being about 8 or 9 and having about 7 teeth taken out all in one go because my teeth were crowded in my mouth. And so when I went last September to the orthodontist and he took all these scans, and I thought, oh, it's just a case of going and having it done. I know I need some teeth out because they're crowded. But he said, oh, I've done all your scans. He says, but we can't give you braces. And I was like, oh, why not? Oh, just bear with me. I've got a call coming in. Sorry about that. That was Si. He's just been for an audition. He's part of the Operatic Society. Not that he sings opera, but he likes singing, and well, he doesn't actually like singing, he likes acting, and he went for a part in a murder mystery play that they're doing. Anyway, he said it went terrible, so if he gets the part, great. If not, then he knows why, because he said it was a terrible audition. Anyway, back to my story. So last September, went to the orthodontist, had all the scans on my face, and I've had x-rays in the past at my normal dentist and nothing's ever shown up, but because they did this full head scan that kind of goes round your skull, it turns out that when I was young, I had the tooth next to your big tooth, or is it the other one, I can't remember, taken out on this side. And they thought that, well, I assumed that people thought that the other side was taken out, but lo and behold, it's actually my baby incisor, I think it is actually up here in my jaw, facing like horizontally, facing towards the back. So when he showed me the picture, well, I'll put here actually the x-ray, I don't know if you can see, but the head of the tooth is right at the very back of my mouth, touching the root of the back teeth. And he said in all his years of dentistry, he's never come across I think he said a T2 tooth touching a T8 tooth, which obviously is all your teeth are numbered. So he said, I can't put braces on your teeth until you've had that tooth removed, because by putting braces on, it's obviously going to move my jaw and my teeth, and it might dislodge or cause this tooth up here to start creating havoc. Didn't even know it was up there. The dentists over the years have never picked it up because the x-rays I've had have never gone that high up. So yeah, so I was referred to the maxillofacial, is it called? Maxillofacial thing, I don't know, up at the local hospital to see if they can take this tooth out. Now, because I'm paying to have my braces on, which are going to be £3,400, and I'm not going for ceramics, and I'm not having the silver ones. I think they're like a gold colour. They sound awful, but they look as good as braces can look. So I said to him, well, what about if I paid private to have it taken out rather than on the NHS? Because the waiting list for the NHS was a year. He says, well, you'll need putting to sleep under a general, and that's £3,000. I said, what, on top of the £3,400 to have the braces on? He said, yeah. I was like, right, I'll wait a year then. He says, if you have it done under local, it'll be £900. But you know what? You're probably the same when you go to the dentist and you've got all your mouth open and there's utensils in there and people messing about. I have a real, struggle to kind of not choke. I have this fear of choking. And I thought, if there's going to be blood and them tugging and pulling, I don't want to be awake for it. So I says, right, okay, I'll wait a year. So anyway, that was September, October time. Fast forward to February, so 5 months later, I phoned the hospital and I just thought, oh, I'll see how far up or far down the list I am on the waiting list. Anyway, when I spoke to this guy the other day, he said, oh yeah, from being referred, it's about 11 months waiting. I said, okay, fair enough, just check I'm on the list. He said, oh yeah, you're on the list actually, you've been bumped up a bit. I don't know why. And he says, but we're a little bit behind, but we're going to do some weekend clinics. So if you phone back in a couple of weeks' time, we might get you in at a weekend rather than waiting 11 months. Anyway, lo and behold, about 3 hours later, I get a text. Oh, you're in our, on the waiting list for the maxillofacial place. We've got some weekend clinics. Give us a call straight back. We'll try and get you in, basically. So I phoned straight away, and I'm now in. That was, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday this week. I've actually got the appointment, and it's a Sunday. Can you believe that? A hospital appointment for my teeth on a Sunday. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day. Not that that makes any difference about anything, but I've come up to the hospital. It's rammed because my appointment's at 20 to 4, which I think is smack bang in the middle of visiting. Managed to get a space. Thought I'd update you lot as to what I'm actually doing with my teeth. So yeah, so basically this appointment is to see whether the surgeon is happy to take it out, whether it will cause any issues with any nerves, where it is. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he says, yeah, no problem, let's whip it out. And actually, while he's taking that tooth out, if I go ahead with it, because obviously if we can't get it out, then I won't be able to have braces. He's got to take this you can see that tooth at the front there. There's no space for it even when the braces go on, so the surgeon is going to whip that one out at the same time as this one up here, if that's the case. And then after about a week, when it's all settled down, I can then put my braces on. So I might have to walk around with a gap in my teeth for a bit, but anyway, it might not even get to that point. So hope you'll join me for the ride. Let's hope I can have braces on. I have to laugh actually, because I'm blind, can't see a thing without my glasses on. I'm hard of hearing, I wear hearing aids and I might be having braces on, so and I'm nearly 53 with wrinkles. So yeah, some people might think I'm being a bit vain or crazy, but yeah, I just think I'm at a time in my life where things are going south. I've always been conscious of my teeth, and actually it's COVID, I think, that made me realise how crooked my teeth are. And I have this, what I call my Nanny McPhee tooth, that one there. Sometimes if my lips are dry, it gets caught on my lip, like Nanny McPhee. And yeah, so when I have the calls at work, the video calls on Teams, I just look at myself and I think, oh my God, Alison, your teeth are awful. So yeah, so that's why I'm doing it, because yeah, I've saved up, I've got the money, and hopefully it will just give me some more confidence in my more mature years. So fingers crossed, I'll take you in, I'll video what I can. I probably won't be able to video the consultation, but I'll give you an update when I get back in the car. Sorry, I've been rambling for nearly 7 minutes, but if you're still with me, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd be really grateful. And thanks for watching. See you in a few minutes. Oh, it's windy out there. Right, I'm back. So yeah, not really any further forward. So I went in to see a consultant and she had a feel. She's had the scan results from the orthodontist and can see the tooth where it's sat. Anyway, so she said until we have a 3D scan of my head, face, whatever, they wouldn't operate until they know the full extent of where the tooth is. And she said obviously because the tooth is touching the roots of the other teeth, it depends on the root of the canine. It's the canine that's up there. The roots of that could be twisted and it could be very difficult to get to. So I've had the 3D scan And she said that'll get sent off to a specialist, and then in about 6 weeks time I should hear back from them with an appointment to go back up to get the results as to whether it's doable or best to just leave well alone. So yeah, I was kind of prepared for that today, but I've got another 6 weeks to wait. So fair enough. And if it is the point that it could be a bit risky, that it could affect my other teeth or my nerves in my face, then obviously I'm not going to go ahead with it. It's just to have braces on. But yeah, typical. There's always something like that for me when I try and do anything. So anyway, I'll give you an update as and when.